Hi folks, welcome back to GP Reactions. My name is Gail, this is my channel and I like to listen to a little bit of music. So thank you for everyone for subscribing and suggesting music to listen to, and also just for being there and being wonderful and appreciating some of the less than well-known tracks I put out as reactions. Um, I do like to listen to a lot of new stuff, a lot of strange stuff, but right now I'm going to be reacting to a live version of a track that I know fairly well. It wasn't one of the tracks that immediately jumped out when I was a kid, but this is Duran with Planet Earth, and I think it's live. I've just reacted to a Toy one, which I think I'm still in two minds as to whether it was it was an outdoors like venue, but I don't know whether it was live or whether it was mimed. I think it might have just been mimed, but that was still excellent. So I'm hoping this one is live. And yeah, Planet Earth came out 21st February 1981. It peaked at number 12, but the thing with this was I didn't know anything about Duran Duran, and I was kind of just starting to acclimatize to maybe the new romantic sort of type stuff, because very short space of time, it's a very short space of time we've gone from disco, to we had punk, disco, new wave, and then we had this like very short period of new romanticism in the music, and yeah, I just literally got. Oh, and we had two tone as well, so I was kind of just warming to the two tone stuff. So very slow when it comes to music to actually jump onto trends. So this one was out, and I remember it being out, but I, I think that because it maybe just peaked at number 12, it didn't stay around for that long. I don't know how long it was played for on the radio, but it's one of those tracks where it's probably one of the lesser played tracks of Duran Duran. I think Ordinary World is probably one of their most played tracks that I've heard on the radio. Hungry Like the Wolf. And then you have like Girls on Films, Wild Boys. Well, Wild Boys, and then Girls on Films. And Girls on Film was probably the first track I ever really sort of like thought, wow, this is this is one of those tracks. And for sure, when I was about 30 and I was thinking back to the 80s, I'd say, if you name five tracks from that year that really stood out, I'd say Girls on Film was one of them for definite, because it was just such an impactful track. So it kind of eclipsed a little bit the Planet Earth. So this was taken from, I think the album's called Duran Duran. I think, I'm assuming it was their first album. And that came out on the 15th of June 1981. So we have like Simon Le Bon on vocals, Andy Taylor on guitar, John Taylor on bass, Roger Taylor on drums, and Nick Rhodes on the keyboards. And the lyrics were written by Nick Rhodes and Simon Le Bon. So I know that when Simon Le Bon joined the band, he had a lot of ideas for lyrics, so it's not surprising. So yeah, hopefully this is live, and I'm just remembering the kind of flouncy, flowery, not flowery, flouncy shirts that they wore, which was very new romantic for the video, and which was like on a block type sort of thing. It was like on a raised platform, and also I think they did something similar for Top of the Pops. So it'd be interesting to see what version of fashion they are wearing. I'm not sure exactly when this performance was held, but let's have a look anyway. So here we go. So it is live then, so it's really, really cool. His trousers are tight. Gotta say, his dress sense is like the fashion of Duran Duran of the first few years. It's pretty sharp. And that jacket and that top, like absolutely. I remember a lot of stripy tops. I remember Kim Wilde wearing something similarly stripy. It must have been that year for those stripy sailor-esque type tops. It's fantastic. Plus, I love that bass. You sort of tend to pick things out more sometimes when you hear them live because certain instruments kind of come through, and that bass is really kind of bubbling and popping along with the beat of the drums. It's really really cool.
If you're coming down to land, is there anybody out there trying to get through? My eyes so cloudy I can't see you. Look now, look all around. There's no sign of life.
I forgot about this part. I was wondering when we are going to see Nick Rhodes. Maybe not. I think one of the things that's I often kind of forget about with bands like Duran is you hear the synths and you hear Simon Bond's otherworldly kind of voice and the synths, and you kind of forget about like the drums. And so watching them live, watching them perform, that drums have really really come out to me. And Roger Taylor on the drums, just working so hard there, really really impressive. And also I have to say, I love John Taylor and Andy Taylor. Um, Guitar and bass is it's just really that kind of performance. Really, it's a very complete performance. It's not just the center guy sort of jumping around and Simon Le Bon performing. It's the whole band is doing something, and they can play their instruments, and it sounds great. So yeah, this is wonderful to watch because I could have just watched the Top of the Pops performance. Man, that was good. That was Duran Planet Earth. And do you know what? When you kind of look at the videos, it's easy to kind of just remember the videos that these guys did. But the fact is that, they can really play their instruments and put music together and the lyrics, and they can do all of that stuff. The videos were probably just the icing on the cake, which makes them, in my books, one of the most complete uh, great bands of the 80s. And sometimes they get overlooked, by when people say what's the greatest bands of the 80s, and Duran have to be in that mix, along with Spandau Ballet and I think these are the bands that had some sort of longevity, Depeche Mode. But yeah, definitely Duran because they did everything. I mean, they really and every video that they had, I think, possibly from and including Girls on Film. Every video was like you'd wait to see the video when you knew that they had a new single out, so you'd have to kind of like watch that video, and it's just that was like a spectacle in itself, like a tiny little mini movie. Hungry Like the Wolf, The Wild Boys, Save a Prayer was just absolutely gorgeous video. And yeah, you kind of you sort of miss that these days because the videos are pretty stale. It's more about the singer, and um, the stories aren't that great. So yeah, for me, they're one of the best bands that have ever that were ever existed. And I'm not comparing them to Genesis or Led Zeppelin or anything. It's a different genre, but they really stand out. Very comprehensively good band. So guys, let me know what you think of this, and obviously, Duran Duran is something I will always kind of come back to whilst I can find tracks to listen to, and there's quite a few tracks I haven't heard from them, but but in the early albums, I'm really, really sort of just curious to keep exploring, little bits here and there, and this is definitely one of them. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below, and till next time, take care of yourselves, have a wonderful week, and speak to you all soon.